My name is Julian Patrick, and today we're going to be bringing to you our blog idea scraper. So this is what the workflow looks like, but don't be intimidated. It's really easy to understand once you get into it. I'll be breaking it down for you either way, so you just sit back and relax and take a screenshot of when I magnified the prompts, just to make sure that you guys have that under cover and can rebuild this one for hopefully yourself when you wish to. But this workflow starts off with a scheduled timer. I believe I have it set for once every hour, but you could set it for any time limit that you'd like. It could be, say, once every 5 minutes or every day, but it's just really dependent on what you're comfortable spending in tokens from GPT and whatnot. But on that trigger, it sends it off. It sends off a request here to go grab an article from Google Sheet. I'm gonna grab that for you from our Google Sheet presented here. So upon that going off, if it grabs the link from whatever the first row is here, back, sends the data, sets the field on terms of what to do with the URL extract, and then comes back and then grabs the RSS feed. And if you're a little intimidated by RSS feeds, don't worry. I was too when starting. It's really easy to understand. But from there, it goes actually into the RSS feed, the sheet I just showed you, and then it grabs the row from there. I'll update that. So whatever changes you make on the sheets, you have to immediately try to come back and reflect them. So before running this, I may actually have to go back and change all the sheets from that simple name change just now. That's all right. So from here, it sends it to Google Sheets, and then if we append the row, we grab that row, and then we send that to an RSS feed. And that RSS feed is determined. It's what we put into the Google Sheets for the specific rows. So you're going to see here, we're grabbing an articles from Anthropic, Claude, essentially Claude's platform. And I'm going to show you how to get an RSS feed as well. So actually, I could show you that right now. So you could just go onto the RSS app and you could start an account, and it's free, completely free. And you would input the URL, say we're doing a new feed, I don't know, Amazon. Same, imagine we're grabbing something from this, like Amazon's Bedrock. We would come back here, paste the article here, come back, and then generate an RSS feed for that article. So anytime a new article comes in, we grab the info, we scrape the entire website almost every hour. So any new articles that come in, we essentially put into the spreadsheet. Don't know why that happened. All right, so we'll just grab this one. So with what I just put in, these are going to be the links that we'll be scraping. And this is the RSS feed link. So you'd copy that, you put it to the RSS feed, and all the data is going to be showing up in your article database. So just remember that. So from here, it goes into the RSS feed. We clean up some code we don't want to scrape everything on the page. We're not extracting every single thing. And we're just, this was just a basic, we had a basic prompt here, and it's just to remove the needless code. And if there are any new articles that come in, then to append the rows to update that. So we don't want to have a repeat every hour. There's not going to be a whole new batch of articles coming in, right? There's going to be the same articles that we're going to be scraping. So in order to not waste needlessly, we're going to have to replace those instead of having those articles in as a completely brand new section, right? And if no new articles are found, then nothing happens. But any new ones that are found are put into this text classifier right here. Now going back to the if node that we have here, the workflow ceases to execute. It still does process, so it doesn't discontinue from processing once the if say there's 22 articles and say only 10 of them were new. It does not cease from processing entirely. It will still continuously process those 10 articles, and then before passing it down to a large language model to form a topic of relevance. And this actually finds out, if we find out here the relevance of each article before handing it down to Jira, and then setting the fields on whether or not we're going to append the sheet, or whether or not we're going to create a new row. And it finally sends it all the data off to Slack. So as you saw with that article that we just saw. Let's see how it functions. But if you remember, when I first, I still have some changes to make with the sheets down here. So it may not update correctly, but we know why. If something does malfunction, we know what happened. You see here, it's going into our text classifier. Oh, great. So we have 50 new items. That's phenomenal. So now it's handing it down to Jira. Inevitably, there's a problem with Jira. It was receiving too many requests at once. All right, so there's plenty of options that we could do with this. One of them is adding one of the options is we can add a split. We could split this node out just so that it loads them in one at a time, but could we try that? We'll save this for later, but let's try this out again. Assess this entire workflow again with what we have here. Let me append these actually. So here it was the amount of tokens that were being processed with the top stories on Google's feed that we just had. But you see here, it's apprehended the Claude model, and it's updating with any new sources of information that was on was updated onto Claude's news page. And we see here there are 3 new items. So if we go into data manipulation here, we could see what those 3 items were exactly. Cool. So from there, it passes it down to the sheet, hence updates anything new. And I don't believe there was anything new with, they haven't posted anything. I last ran it, I was running it as a test less than an hour ago. So it's unlikely that they've posted anything from there. But I'll break down how you could make this afterwards. Like we said before, there was definitely going to be a problem. I'll show you how, I'll bring you step by step how I built this. So from the scheduled trigger, we went to the over to the Google Sheets node, and from there you just you would have your credentials connected already, and you would just select the document that you'd need to use, and it's a simple document. It's the document here for a blog agent coming with the website and the RSS feed URL. And for the article base, it's another simple one, but the 6 columns would be the article URL, summarized article. If there's a summarized article, summary, the website, and the time and date that it was fetched at and published. So you see here with this with that output, but looking at the scheduled trigger for a second. So it went and fetched the first row on our sheet and returned us back a summary of all this data. But we don't necessarily want all 25 items, right? Okay, so that was a simple switch here. And then afterwards, we want to get the rows after confirmed. Okay, let's try that again here. That should work. Yes, our RSS feed. Oh my goodness. Did I switch back the RSS feed is the real question. Did we switch back? Yes, to the RSS feed, good. So let's test this entire workflow again. You see it's getting passed down. And there's nothing new, so it goes to no operation, as you see here. But continuing with how you would build this, I believe we're on the relevance classification monitoring. So here we don't have any data right now, but if it were new, you would just add the JSON title and the content that was outputted from the code that filtered all the useless stuff out previously, and you would categorize it. And what not to do with any clear match, you discard it, and you'd have 2 different categories of relevant and non-relevant. And for the chat node here, it was just a basic 040 mini that you're going to want to use. You don't want to use ChatGPT 4 ever with this. You're going to burn through tokens like crazy. It's going to cost you a ton at the end of the month, and I hope you don't have your card on file between you and me. But you actually save a lot here. And with Jira AI, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go on to, let me show you right here. So you're going to want to go on to Jira AI, and you're going to want to just start your account. Accidentally showed my API key. So upon starting your Jira account, you're going to start with 1 million tokens. So you're set. You're set for the races. You've got it. So there's no reason really not to start a Jira account. And those tokens transfer over into the next month as well. So anything that you have, you have them indefinitely. So there's little to no reason not to start a Jira account at this point. It's pretty great. And Jira is just for the HTTP request, just to get more in-depth about what specific articles we now need. And then from the HTTP request, we pass it down to an LLM chain. And we forward a system prompt here. This is what we say. We ask for the a title with the link, section headings, key points, content summary, context and relevance, a message structure, and a Slack markdown formatting guide. And we provided a few examples following that. Here's our input, and this was what we got back. This isn't in reference to what we just got because it didn't just hit the nodes, so that wouldn't make sense. But upon after all said and done, and it's classified, and we have the summary in hand, then it submits all the new data to, and it appends the our current rows. So if there's anything new and an article's been a specific article's been updated, say the last of the conclusion's been changed, then it strips the new data and then replaces it, so we don't have to do anything manually ourselves. And then finally, if we check back here, so if we check our Slack here, oh my goodness, this is this is a separate. We're going to talk more about this video right here, but or I'm going to talk more about. We're going to expand more on our automatic response agent that we have right here. But as of right now, if you go into our blog ideas, we've got a separate summary for each blog that came on about. How amazing is that? So this is great. I love this. I love this so much. And what we could do is we could draw from these articles now for inspiration when creating our next post. And we have a whole ever-changing list right here. So you connect this with 10 RSS feeds, you are stacked. You are essentially stacked anytime. And and some valuable RSS feeds. There are handfuls of useful news sources that you could grab articles from, scrape from, and then resubmit, reword. Obviously, this is not legal advice by any means, or this is not like I'm not advising you to do this, but it's possible and it can be done. And this workflow does involve scraping. So to ensure you are complying with legal regulations in your country, you just want to make sure that you are complying with legal regulations within your country before you go forward with this. So going backwards, this node right here, we set the article's URL, we summarize it, we provide a summary for it, or it's better if I just show you. So we grab the article's URL, we summarize it, we provide the summary, the website, and just times regarding when it was published. So I don't know if nothing new came in, but that's it. So wow, this has been something. Wow, hope you guys enjoyed our first YouTube video, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. We got a pretty cool one. I think you guys are gonna enjoy. All right, take care, guys. Have a good one.